and this is something that we kind of worked on, and I kind of worked on coming up with a way to teach our kids in-game scenarios. We then do a drill where we call Vice Fix It. Okay? And now what we're going to do is we're going to start with a ball carrier here. All right? We're going to start with a defensive player, with two defensive players. All right? One is going to be up, let's say 10 yards away. All right? And the defensive players are facing away from the ball carrier. The second defensive player is going to be about 5 yards behind that. Okay, so 5 yards, and there's going to be another defensive player here. Okay? On the whistle, this ball carrier can run and go whatever direction he wants between the two cones. The first defender has to turn and locate the ball carrier. All right, and now he's going to sprint to close near foot, near shoulder of the ball. The second defender is going to turn, locate, sprint to close, and he's going to be the guy that now fixes it based off the leverage of the first player. So if two guys are working at the same time and we're working next to each other, all right, so if I have somebody, the camera's looking at me, this is my left shoulder. If I have a buddy on my left side, I'm always going to be left foot up. I'm always going to try and keep the ball on that shoulder pad, not let it get out here. I'm always going to try and send it back to my buddy in there, right? That's perfect if the two of us are always in conjunction on a string together. Well, in football, especially special teams and defensive play, if one guy is sprinting to the ball and going to make a tackle near foot, near shoulder, whatever leverage he has, I have to fix that leverage so that if he misses or if he sends the ball a certain way, I've got to fix that. So if this guy were to come and take, let's say the ball broke this way, and he takes near foot, near shoulder leverage with his right foot, I've now got to sprint to leverage the ball with my left foot, near shoulder, and create that two-man vice. If for whatever reason this player did a poor job, all right, if the first player does a poor job of tempoing the ball and tracking the hip, and when he closes, he ends up on that side. Well, now as the second player, I've got to close and end up behind him because I've got to fix it. Okay, so those are some things that we do every day. I think leverage in tackling the football is very important. I think sending it to your help, understanding where your help is very important. I think getting kids to be aggressive, you have to teach them how to keep their helmet out of contact with multiple bodies involved. Like when you do a lot of one-on-one drills, I think you'll get the kids that want to stick their nose in there, they're physical. You'll figure out the kids that aren't real physical right early on. But once you do that, when you put them in game settings or you put them in inside run settings, or you put them in 7-on-7 settings, or you put them in special teams kickoff or punt settings. Now there's a lot of other people running around making tackles or trying to make tackles, being blocked, getting off of blocks. Now there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of bodies, and we have to figure out how to leverage the ball, right? So those are two very simple drills that we use. Two-man vice, start at its basic grassroots, and then we build it up from there, and then a vice fix-it drill with the sprint shimmy done every day. All right, so I hope this helps you guys get a better feel for some tackling drills you can do. A lot of you guys are doing a lot of great things with your tackling circuits all the time. Tackling is a huge topic. It's always going to be talked about in a game of football. Number one, we've got to teach it safely. Number two, we've got to get to where we can be more proficient at tackling, because players in space, skilled players in space, is what's going to get you in a lot of trouble. Missed tackles, usually when you lose games, you chart it up. The biggest thing I can tell you is if you're charting missed tackles, chart the types of tackles you missed and why you missed them, as opposed to just saying we had 30 missed tackles. We need to know, did we miss a profile, a roll, an angle, whatever, and then what technique should we have used, and then we need to come up with film clips to show that. So hopefully this helps you guys out with some tackling stuff that you can work on. If you have anything that you do that you really like, send it to me in a comment. I always like hearing those things. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, turn the notifications on so you know every time we do a video or we go on YouTube Live. Comments are always appreciated. I love interacting with everybody. Thumbs up, thumbs down if you like the video or you don't like the video. Hope your off-season's off to a good start with your learning. If you're an NFL fan, hopefully your team won yesterday. If it was, if you got Bengals and Chiefs left, or if you've got Eagles and Niners, hopefully your team's still there. Our team got knocked out. Jacksonville got knocked out. But great season for the Jags. Looking forward to the off-season. A lot of excitement in the city. So appreciate everything you guys do for me, and play fast. Remember, you won't play well until you play fast, and I will see you next time.